Ed Ski come to train at my gym, and he's using Deadpool.
Yeah.
So, but obviously he's doing it properly. And I remember I talked to him, and he was saying the only reason why he trains is so people like myself, not me, but people like in the sport can watch his stuff and go, "That was good. That was." So he trains properly. I remember being in the corner some of the time the gamblers would come in, start shouting at me. I was thinking, I ain't got a clue what you're saying. So, all right then, and off you go.
The company's win. You go.
Yeah.
I'm trying, lads. Yeah.
To be honest, some of the ones that I've lost, obviously, it's those losses where I'm able to go back and coach my own guys because I've kind of been through that kind of situation. If it's happened to them, and I can kind of advise them how not to let something happen. Probably known for that, but for my favourite technique is a liver shot.
Yeah.
Because if you get hit in the head, a couple of seconds, you kind of
Shake it off.
Get hit in the body. One, it feels like you're going to die, but any touch to the body then there afterwards, that feeling comes back. Once you've been caught, it's there.
If you like this video, please do click to subscribe to the channel. We currently have 5,500 members, over 500,000 views. So let's convert some views into memberships, and that will continue to enable us to bring great guests on and continue making great podcasts. Thanks.
Morning, mate.
I do.
Very well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Nice sunny morning, not as hot down at St Andrews.
No, it's been quite refreshing actually. This morning's come out and just kind of feel the breeze a little bit.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's been relentless, hasn't it?
Yeah.
This is familiar territory for you, not the grind, but the area. You told me that you grew up.
Yeah, so like I lived
across
at the flats over the road. I think it's Normantle Tower. I think it was called. That kind of when I was born, I was there till I was about 5. I actually went to primary school just around the corner as well. Then we kind of moved from there over to Stechford.
How old are you?
46.
Okay, so yeah, our age, yeah. Well, my age. You're a little bit younger, aren't you? Youth, hot youth.
Yeah.
So, give us a bit of an overview then. So, for people that may not know you, give us a bit of a kind of opening sentence as to a screenshot.
I probably I'm a former 2 times world Muay Thai champion. Like I've fought all around Asia. I was in the sport. I'm in the sport still. I've been in the sport for I think 33 years now. Stopped when I was 14. Started fighting as a kid. Won some championships as a kid. Moved to the adult ranks and just kind of sailed on from there.
Typical Brummy humility, that is. Talk about downplay.
That's what we were talking about beforehand. I mean, the bone was just like, oh, this is it was all right.
So far, 16 adult, absolutely cleaned everyone out internationally. But we'll get into the specifics of what you did. So, from an early age, then, what was it that drew you to what were you like as a kid first?
I think I was quite quiet. I was reserved. My parents split when I was 9, so obviously it's a bit of like a strange environment to get into. And then obviously from there, just kind of, again, I was very quiet. Went to secondary school. A few of my mates from the school started training. They said, oh, you should come along, check it out. So I went over, kind of fell in love with it. And it kind of gave me like a bit of a direction. So I was a little bit lost, kind of think that makes sense. And obviously just having that kind of gave me a bit of a direction of where I've kind of wanted to go and give me something to focus on at the same time.
Yeah. And was it K-Star that you first went to? Drive past that all the time. I always wondered what it's like to the gym then.
Yeah, well, I used to, because obviously the school I went to, I used to have to pass it on the bus, and I remember it used to have like a huge, luminous yellow sign saying Thai boxing, because back then no one really knew what Muay Thai was, so obviously it was Thai boxing.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of, again, probably like yourself, kind of wondered, oh, what it's like in there. Like I said, a few of my mates started, popped in.
Mm-hmm. Nice convenient location for a carvery as well, and if you're finishing, you're a bit peckish after.
Yeah, obviously it's different now. I think it's a buffet now, I think. The Boar's Head, yeah.
So, from that first kind of visit then, what's the coach like? Was it the coach that you met initially that was...
Yeah, so my coach was Steve Logan. He is the pioneer of Muay Thai in Birmingham. Like he opened the gyms open 7 days a week. He's had like numerous champions come through the door. And I don't know if you remember Big Daddy. He was Big Daddy's wrestling partner. So obviously he's a lot of professional wrestling. Yeah. So he's obviously, I used to watch him on the television. Apparently my mum was telling me, because I went home and said, oh, Mum, I've started doing Thai boxing. So what's your coach's name? So Steve Logan. She was a wrestler. I was like, I don't know. And when I went back, I asked him, because, oh, yeah. So I used to be on, I think it was like ITV.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Big, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I used to be wrestling on there.
That's it.
Yeah. So if I'm
So
a good one to get on the
Yeah,
podcast as well.
that'd be good. Yeah. So instantly he's got some kind of aura. Yeah, yeah. Was it? So what made you stay? Because I know that we were going back to when we were kind of doing it. We were a bit flitty at the time, and I wish sometimes that we'd have kind of carried on and committed to it. But what was the pull to keep you going back? Was it weekly? Was it a weekly thing?
At the time, it was it's once a week. The like teenage beginners class. I was kind of like fell in love with it, and I think obviously like back then, there's a lot of like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and I used to obviously love watching them. And I kind of in my mind, I'd be brilliant to be like that, and it just kind of give me that. Or if I keep training, I might be able to do something. And then as I progressed, I was getting a little bit better. Like my coach kind of suggested, oh, to be interested in maybe having a fight. It wasn't just to me, there's a couple of other lads that were on the class as well. So, oh yeah, it'd be interesting. And obviously we had like a few fights, and then obviously just from there my aspirations kind of grew, and also started like setting goals for myself. But obviously with my coach as well, he kind of helped instill that at the same time, where he kind of advised us that you need to set a goal, and he always used to try and aim as high as you can, but you've got to have smaller goals on the way there, because if you go too big too soon, you're never going to reach it. Where if you've got like an overall, then so many weeks or months I want to be here, then here and else, and you can kind of build up.
Because it can get kind of overwhelming if you're just kind of aiming for that.
Yeah, it just
I want to be
seems too
champion.
far
It's like, okay, so how are we going to get there?
Yeah.
Just fast forwarding, but we'll come back. Your height is obviously evident when you're fighting. That did you obviously used it to your advantage. How advantageous was it against these big guys? I've seen that you're just getting in, and there's some of the sweeps and stuff that you're doing. It's like
I get asked a lot, especially online. I get asked like, how do you deal with taller people?
Yeah.
Like, for me, because like, this is how big I am, so it's no different. Like, it's not alien to me. Everyone's taller. I just know how to get in. And a lot of the time is as well, like because obviously you've spoken to quite a few combat sport athletes on your podcast. People have got like their set range.
Yeah.
So I know someone who's quite tall isn't going to like me getting too close, so they start feeling uncomfortable. And if me and you now were talking face to face, even friendly, it feels a bit. So literally, I just want to try and make them as comfortable as uncomfortable as possible. And I said the first thing they're going to try and do is step back, or just step in again. He just kind of, so they're kind of thinking in their minds, like for them it just doesn't feel right. Obviously for me it's normal, so I just kind of try and stay there and keep the pressure on. Might have to eat a few as such, but just want to try and make it as uncomfortable as possible.
Because I've seen a few of them. They're big lads, especially.
It's quite a rarity though, isn't it? Your weight class in.
As well, I'm short for my weight, because so obviously I lived in Thailand, and when I was in Thailand, they used to tell me I was fat. They wanted me even smaller because I was small. But I didn't want to lose that much weight. Like, I want my kidneys to work later on in life. I didn't want to cut too much. So I literally, for almost like the first 7 years of my career, I just thought I walked around that. I didn't bother cut your weight. But then kind of people's nutrition started getting better in this country. Sports science started getting better. So the people were getting bigger at my weight. So I had to kind of cut a little bit. But on average, I probably only cut about 3-4 kilos at most.
What was your fighting weight at kind of championship level?
55 kilo. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is in pounds. But then I've won like titles of 57 kilos as well. But I've fought as high as 63, but I'm still only 57, 58.
Do you feel it then? Do you notice the difference?
The later rounds you do, because that's where it kind of it shows. Early rounds, because obviously I'm quite fast, I'm nimble, I'm all right. But then obviously they start pressing a little bit more later on, and that's where it gets a bit tough.
Yeah. So going back then, I've gone forward slightly. So was it 17 that you won the world title?
No. I won the world title quite late in my career, to be honest.
Was it schoolboy at 17?
Yeah.
Schoolboy 17.
No. I won the schoolboy, Midland area, English and British when I was 15 and 16.
Yeah.
So you started at 14,
Yeah.
and then you cleaned all them titles up within 18 months of.
Yeah. And then I went to the adult ranks when I was 17, and then I won the English title at 17, and then British title at 18.
So what's kind of is there a buzz around you in fighting at that time? Did you notice?
Yeah, the my name was obviously getting thrown out there a lot on like the domestic scene, and then I remember like one show that I fought on, the guys that put the show on, their gym at the time was like the best in the country, and I remember going out to fight. I think it was only my second or third adult fight. Obviously, my name started to grow a little bit as a kid, I remember like a lot of the top fighters that were fighting in the UK at that time were in my changing room. When I went out to fight, they all come out to watch the fight, which was kind of like, it was like a big deal for me. And then when I come back to the change room, like I'd won, and like the main guy in the UK at the time, he kind of chatted to me for about 30 minutes, which is a young kid, having someone of like that kind of stature in the sport was like a real big thing. So that's all for me now. I'll try and give time to like the younger guys coming through because I remember how much it meant to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
So stepping into like fighting adults, then was there no noticeable difference to you in ability, strength, size?
No, being at the gym, I kind of come off the kids class quite early on because I was alright, but it wasn't just me. There was like a few guys at my age that come up onto the adult class, and all my mates in the gym were adults, so like it just wasn't any different for me. I'd spar with guys that are like 70, 80 kilos. So obviously we didn't try and kill each other, but like so it just wasn't daunting when I got into the ring with someone older anyway.
What was your mentality like?
I just
Was you disciplined? Is it part of the sport? You were disciplined and you were.
Yeah, I suppose I was a little bit cocksure of myself. I think any kind of fighter has got to have that kind of belief, otherwise they wouldn't do what they do. So I just kind of had belief in myself and in my mind that I was going to be something special. That's what I kind of kept telling myself. I've been humbled a few times along the way, but like that's how it goes.
Mm.
Well, there's no losses, there's only lessons, isn't there?
Well, this is it. Like, to be honest, some of my best fights are the ones that I've lost. And obviously, it's those losses where I'm able to go back and coach my own guys because I've kind of been through that kind of situation. If it's happened to them, and I can kind of advise them how not to let something happen.
Yeah. So you won the European title then?
Yeah.
And then you got bored of fighting in Europe?
I did.
In the
Like,
UK.
I was
Classic.
I won I was a 3-time European champion when I was 21. But then I kept suffering hand injuries, kept breaking my hand. So I had a bit of time out, come back, broke it again, had some more time out, and I come back. And if it was going to break again, I was probably going to retire, but I got through. And then I kind of, because I've been out a long time, there's like there was another guys who'd come at my weight, everyone was talking about him, so that fight was matched, and I beat him. And I just kind of got a bit stagnant in the UK, so now I kind of went on holiday to Thailand. The gym that I went to kind of said you should come for a few months, it'd be good for you. So I just kind of went out there for like a long time then and kind of started fighting around Thailand and Asia.
So 21, so you just pack up and I'm off?
Yeah, but I'll kind of, broke my hands 21, a bit of time out, and I went to Thailand when I was 23, so I've had quite a lot of time. Like, man, if you look at my hand, I've got no knuckle.
So what was it? Was it the same part of your hand you were breaking
the same part. I remember, I think it was the third time I broke it. I went to the doctors, and the doctor was kind of like going, "Oh, all I can say is, Mr. Trainer, you must punch very hard because you keep breaking the same bone in your hand." I took it as a compliment, and I kind of thought,
Oh, thank you. But no, you're breaking your hand.
Broke my hand again. And then on that third time, his name was Dr. Chowdhury. He's like the leading doctor for the boxing in the Midlands, and obviously he used to come to all the shows because he was obviously the medical professional there. And he said to me, "Look, come to my hospital," and he was at Russell Horse Hospital. So I used to have to go every month, and he'd scan my hand with like a bone density, and he kind of just kept to check on it. When it was okay to start training, he kind of said, "Right, we'll start training now." Because what I want to do, because don't put any wraps on, because just get a big glove, hit the pads, don't hit them too hard, make sure the pad's quite soft. And you've got to train the bone; it's got to learn to take impact. And he said to kind of treat your bones almost like it's like a brick, and you put the brick in a kiln. It's just got to get harder. Because the last time I broke it, I didn't use it at all in training. And then the first punch I threw was in the fight, it went straight away. And he said the reason why it done that is because he wasn't used to taking any shots.
So it's the opposite really, where you think you've got to rest in here and you've actually got to get back on the horse. So what was it like throwing punches then in that third fight?
Well, with that fight, I fought a Dutch guy called Metin Yakut, and he was the Dutch shoot fighting champion, where shoot fighting is a little bit like MMA as such. There's no ground game, but they can do like certain locks and chokes, a bit similar to Thai boxing. The fight was set at 57 kilos. I was 56, he came in at 63. I just took the fight when I shouldn't have. Like I said, I broke my hand straight away. I think I got to the third round. I ended the third round. I was like, I just can't. I've got a broken hand. He's like so many times bigger than me. I can't deal with it. So I ended the fight from there. And then the fight after that, which I think was probably about maybe 9 months after, the show was kind of billed as The Last Chance. And he was like, if my hand was going to break again, I was going to.
Oh wow! So the whole show was centered around.
He's called The Last Chance.
Wow!
And then luckily I won quite easily. And from there I had a few fights, and that's when I decided to go off to Thailand.
Again, though, before that fight, what are you thinking about? Are you slightly worried that it might go, or are you just like, if it goes, it goes? Or
obviously I was worried because obviously I put everything into the sport. I had really no backup plan. Because I went to college. I did art at college. I got a diploma in illustration. So before I wanted to draw comic books when I was a kid, but then I kind of found out I could fight, and obviously that kind of fell to the wayside. And then because I had no backup plan, it's like what I'm going to do. But luckily, I'd been working at the gym that I trained at since I was 18, so I could coached. And obviously my trainer taught me how to teach as well as fight. So I did kind of have that. Obviously, I wanted to follow my heroes. I wanted to fight in Thailand. I wanted to fight the best. I wanted to be a champion. So it was quite a lot on my shoulders at the time.
Tell us about Thailand, because you're like an absolute celeb over there, aren't you? I've seen some of the videos, and people are just absolutely buzzing about you.
What's quite nice is when I went to Thailand when I was living there, I was just another foreigner trying to do Muay Thai. There wasn't that many foreigners there at the time. You'd get laughed at when I find out you do Muay Thai, because you can't compete with the Thais, you can't do this, you can't do that. But when I go back now and I go to the gyms, the younger trainers will come over and they'll come out of their way to bow to me first. In Thai culture, there's a lot of hierarchy. So if someone's older than you, you've got to bow to them first. So obviously the older ones that acknowledge me, but I'd have to bow to them. But the younger ones would kind of come over to me and bow and acknowledge, which it's obviously nice. It's very different from when I was fighting out there.
What was the main difference from kind of Thai fighters at that time as opposed to like British European?
The game. Like when I went out there, like there's a few tricks that I hadn't seen before, but generally it's nothing new. But how to play the game, even though like if you watch it looks barbaric, but it's so strategic when you actually understand what you're looking at. And obviously being out in Thailand, you just learn to play the game. I remember there was an English guy called Ronnie Green. He was the first English guy to become world champion from the UK, make a big name in Asia, internationally. And I used to look up to him, and I went to train with him like a few times up in Manchester. And I remember talking to him, but he was like, he'd talk in riddles. He'd be like a old kung fu master, would say something, and I'd be like, I don't know what that means. But then as I've got older, I've kind of understood. And one of the things he kind of said to me is when he went to live in Thailand, it allowed him to stay in the sport longer. I didn't get it, but when I've been out there, I do. Because obviously, if you watch my early fights, I was like a bully in a china shop. I was just trying to take people out in like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And then going to Thailand, I learned to play the game. I learned that I don't have to get into a war if I don't need to. I can choose. Like, it's a choice if I want to get into a war. It's not my style, yeah. So that kind of helped. And then what would happen is then, because the Thais were so good at their style, I'd kind of almost fight the Thais in my style, which a lot of people kind of class it's like a Dutch hybrid style. Because if you look at the Dutch, when they do like kickboxing or Muay Thai, they're very punch centric, big combinations, big kicks.
I thought you were going to say there's a lot of windmilling.
And then obviously when I fight the Western, I'd fight more Thai style, so I'd be a bit more standoffish, score, step back. So like I'd kind of mix between the two depending on the opposition in front of me.
I've seen one of them, and you sparring a lad, and is there quite a few disciplines? Because something that stood out to me, he said, Damien held me there, but he let me go because it was 2 steps.
Yes.
So there's certain things that
there's the rules in Muay Thai. The kick's related to catch a leg.
Yeah.
When I first started fighting, you used to be able to grab the leg and you could just run. Yeah. And you'd throw it into the ropes and you'd do whatever. But in Thailand, what happened a few times is people would do that and they get thrown out the ring and injure themselves. So the rules change. We're only allowed 2 steps.
Right.
So you'd catch the leg. 2
Were
steps.
you quinting originally when you caught someone's leg before that came out?
Yeah, it used to be a great fighter in the golden era. The golden era for Muay Thai in Thailand was like the 90s, where they had so many. You know, like in boxing, you'd have like Duran, Hagler, Hearns, Leonard.
Yeah.
But obviously in Thailand in the 90s, you literally had about 20 people like that, so which is why it's classed as like that kind of such a great time.
Yeah.
And there's a fight called Namka Boyne, and he used to grab. He was really famous for catching it and just running, jump up and knee or jump up and kick. So if you kind of think when they hit the ropes,
Yeah.
they're going to spring back. So
So-
they spring back into like
your
a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but because there's so many injuries, and obviously because in Thailand, because there's so much betting on the fight, who's messing people's bets up, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
and obviously if fighters getting injured, and if they're injured, they can't fight for such a long time. So they kind of took that out. So 2 steps.
Yeah.
But I can go 2 steps, I can hit you. I'll go 2 steps again, I can hit you. So that's okay. But if I go 3 steps of doing nothing, the referee will separate.
You know, you touched upon the betting there. Is it any naughtiness? Did you get involved in anything that said
I-
you're trying to get in you?
Obviously at the time, I don't know it massively now, but I didn't know the language. I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, there is some shady things that go on. If anyone's interested, there's a series on Netflix called Hurts Like Hell.
Yeah.
But it's dubbed, it's in Thai. I think it's 4 episodes, but it goes over some of the things that have happened, where like some of the fighters might get drugged before the fight, so they can't perform properly, or one of the referees gets paid to kind of interfere a little bit with the fight, and like, there's things like that. That does.
You see it on the movies, don't you? They're in the crowd and they're
Yeah.
taking money and stuff. Is whoever wants to come and
But
challenge
it's quite mad,
these?
because I used to think you'd have one guy like over here like taking the odds of it. It's not. It's anyone can bet with anyone.
Right.
So I can be in the stadium. I can signal to you. You can go, hey, I'll take that bet.
Yeah.
And they'll go and pay, but obviously mainly because they'll go to the stadium every week. So if they don't pay,
You know,
one, it's a losing face, and 2, it can get a bit nasty.
Yeah.
So they'll pay, but I can bet with you, and if I see that my fight, because the odds change as the fight goes on.
Right.
So I can bet with you for red corner, see each kind of changing. A little bit later on, I think, oh, I might need to make my money back. So I can bet with you, but then you might take the bet thinking blue might put it back, and it's bigger odds. And like it's just all strange.
That sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're going to owe money to about 4 different people.
I would never be able to go back. I'm that terrible at betting. I'd never be able to go back a
What
week
is they
after.
call what's it called now? It's like some injection. It's like an incentive where you'll be in the corner, and a gambler will come into the corner, start saying, right, if you win, I'll give you like 20,000 baht or 30,000 baht, which isn't a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like,
well, you follow him, or
yeah, so like they'll come in and
Just be like, come on.
yeah,
Yeah.
just because they've got money on you, so they'll give you, because they've probably put like a massive bet. So like if you win, so they'll come in. I remember being in the corner some of the time. The gamblers will come in, start shouting at me. I'm thinking, I ain't got a clue what you're saying. So, all right then, and off you go.
The company win. You go.
Yeah.
I'm trying, lads. Yeah. Is it pay well, the fighting over there? No,
No.
because as I say,
it's
from the
getting-
bar to the
It's getting better now. Like when I lived out there, it was really bad, because you had you had the golden era, but then there's a massive decline on the pay structure because the crowd wasn't going into the stadiums as much.
Right.
Back in the 90s, you had the gamblers, but then you had the spectators. Where when I was there, late 90s, early 2000s, it was more the gamblers. So the stadium wasn't as packed, so they couldn't pay the fighters as much. So a lot of the money was coming from gambling rather than fight purses.
Yeah.
Now it's getting a little bit better. I don't know if you've noticed, we've got like a thing called like One Championships,
Yeah.
which is kind of like the UFC version in Asia, but obviously a lot of their focus is on like Muay Thai and kickboxing. They're paying quite well Muay Thai wise. But for me, though, when I was out there, because Thailand was so poor with the pay, but when I was fight abroad, so fight in Japan or Australia, I'd get decent money. So when I come back into Thailand, it kind of converts quite well.
What was it like winning the title in Hong Kong?
See, for me, that's probably the title I'm most proud of, mainly because I was sent there by myself. I didn't have a corner team. I was kind of flown in with like a load of other people, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Bloodsport, because the gym where I was at, they were affiliated. The gym that was called Jitladar. They were affiliated with a called Rompo. Rompo was very shady. There's like there's a real good article on Vice that talks about how dodgy it is. And they set this fight up in Hong Kong, but there was me, there's a French guy, Spanish, Japanese, Irish, Scottish, and Thai, and we all flew over to Hong Kong to fight. I didn't know, but I had to go and train at Rompo a couple of times just to kind of show my face because they were organising the fight. And while I was training the one day, I saw that there was like 2 Chinese guys sat in the back of the gym. I didn't think anybody was trained. After I'd trained, they left. And then the owner of the gym, his name was Peck, and he was, I did like Peck, but he was really shady. But he kind of said, "Oh, that's who you're fighting." He said, "Come to watch me train to see if it was all right." And they agreed it. And then
Now, lots of
that's it.
spy guys.
Yeah. And then on the way to Hong Kong, the Irish guy and Scottish guy, because obviously we're literally out of the same area, we got on really well. The owner Peck pulled us to one side and just talking to us about the show. And he says, "Look, 3 of you are going to win, everyone else is going to lose. Because you 3 are going to win." He goes, "The reason why is because they've asked me to bring fighters in. If I take all strong fighters, they'll never use me again. So I've got to take a few strong, which are you guys, and then the rest, they're just fodder."
Sacrificial lambs, yeah.
Or literally, that's what happened, apart from the Scottish guy. But what happened was at the weigh-in, his opponent didn't turn up, and his opponent got changed to a Thai guy that was living in Macau at the time. He'd flown in, so he got a bit unstuck. So he ended up fighting a real strong opponent. And then obviously me and the Irish guy, I stopped mine in the 4th round. The Irish guy won his on points, but everyone else got smashed in a couple of rounds. And the guy that put the show on was Billy Cho. I don't know if you've followed martial art movies, but Billy Cho was a villain in Jackie Chan's movies. He was like a movie star in Hong Kong as well.
Wow. So at that time, 'cause again, you talk about blood sport, kickboxer. There was a massive resurgence in combat films in the 90s, wasn't there? Mainly Jean-Claude Van Damme films. But so in and around that time, being in Asia, were you lauded? Because I imagine at first you probably put a couple of noses out of joint, haven't you?
In Asia,
I feel like you coming over, because now on the internet, now it's like a thing. There seems to be a lot of influencers training in gyms in Thailand, doesn't there? It seems to be like a whole influencer thing they've got on. Oh, here's me training in a legitimate Thai gym on this and that. But like you were over there without the publicity, weren't you?
Yeah. I wouldn't say, like I said earlier, with the Thais, like if you was a foreigner going to learn Muay Thai, they'd just laugh because they think we're not strong. They think that we can't do it. But also they can't get their head around because they all, it's probably a bit different now, but back then they all thought we were rich. Everyone from England's rich. So they can't understand why I've come from here where I've got a job, I've got a nice house, of blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to Thailand to do a poor man's sport because Muay Thai is looked at as the poor man's sport. Because if you're rich, you're educated, you go to university, you get a decent job, you're not going to put yourself in the ring.
Why would you?
You haven't got that hunger as well.
Yeah. And obviously in Thailand, like they have like young kids, 5, 6, 7, and they fight to help put food on the family's table back home. So like a lot of the time, the top boxers are from like the poor regions in the country.
And then you've just rocked up from Birmingham just because you want, just for the vibe of beating the best fighters.
Why? Like, go home, go to school. You don't need, because they have to pay for school.
Yeah.
We get school, it's not free, but obviously it's for our taxi, but we can go to school. It's all, they just can't get their head around it. But now it's becoming quite fashionable. Like I say, there's influencers going over there now. You've got the One Championship promotion. So that's kind of like becoming quite big, and they're making stars, which is outside of the sport.
Yeah. You know, with the One Championship thing, obviously it's relatively new. Are you surprised that it hasn't blown up like, obviously, you've got Muay Thai and UFC and stuff like that, and the way boxing's gone? Are you surprised that someone hasn't gone over and really tried to push it and throw some money at it to make it UFC?
If you look at One Championships is the UFC in Asia. It's massive.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. The kind of like the face in front of it, like the owner, which is Chatri, he's like Dana White, so he has pumped a lot of money into it. I think he's either a multi-millionaire or he's a billionaire. Like he's done quite well with businesses.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of sponsorship coming in, so it is huge. But I have also, there are other promotions that are trying to follow it at the same time, which is another one called RWS, which is Rajanamnern World Series. Rajanamnern is like the first stadium in Thailand. And at the time, like when I was over there, if you're a Rajanamnern stadium champion or Lumpini champion, you're the legitimate world champion because the standard was so high in those stadiums.
Right.
So like one is the UFC, but in that part of the world.
Yeah. Are you confident it'll come out and become worldwide, mainstream?
I don't know if it will over here. Like, it's very niche over this way. And even now, boxing still rules. Like, the TV still pays the bigger money. And
It's
then-
almost like you need a little bit of misfits nonsense in your kind of
Yeah.
disciplines where you got some D-list celebrities getting chinned by.
ish, because again, a lot of people don't know, but like if you look at, say, like Japan's been doing that kind of stuff for decades, where they've had crazy fights, where they had Muhammad Ali fought Inoki, the Japanese wrestler. You know, like that stuff's been going on for decades. It's not anything new. And obviously, so like with Japan hasn't needed the rest of the world such a long time. It's just been itself. Like, I think its biggest kickboxing event, like, overshadowed anything the UFC's done. You know, like, but obviously that was just Japanese.
Yeah, that's all they need as the audience. Yeah. I think I've seen some of the highlights from the fight when you fought that Belarusian kid.
Oh yeah.
Talk us through that, because that was quite. Was that like a pivotal moment for you? Because you said that you'd kind of been knocked out, but you went into autopilot.
Yeah,
That kind of interested me.
That was after I'd been to Thailand. I'd come back. I had some really good wins back in the UK. And then I fought this Belarusian kid. He's still fighting now. He's doing really well now. I think he was 17 or 18 at the time, but he was like 5'11". Right? I'm just over 5'4". I like to tell people I'm 5'5". I'm not quite.
Yeah.
And then like I was doing all right. And then third round, I got hit with like a spinning back fist. And I went down. I remember I got up. And then he laid into me again. And then the ref jumped in and gave me a count. And I remember at the time thinking, I didn't need that count. But when I watched the video back, I did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of glad that he was there.
Yeah.
And then I kind of remember in my head thinking, fuck this. And I went at him. Next minute, I'm in the changing room. And I've got like the paramedic in my face with a little torch. And my mate, Richard Hart, who was in the corner at the time, they're asking me questions, going, what's your name? I told him my name, where are you? I told him my name, goes, what's the date? And I was like, I don't know. And I started laughing. I said, what happened? When did I get knocked out? And no, you went the distance. You did really well from there onwards. And I was like, I just couldn't remember anything. And then when I watched the video back, I took complete control of the fight from there onwards, but I don't remember a thing. And if you watch the fight, you can see I'm very vague, like I'm not. And
Not yourself.
like my coach was saying that in the corner they were talking to me. I just wasn't responsive. I was just sitting there. But since then, I've had my own fighters go through similar things where one of the guys, Cage Banger, he fought in Ireland. I think he got dropped in, I think it was the second round. And he come back. He was the same. He's non-responsive. And then midway in the corner between 4 and 5, it's like he woke up again. It's all, what round is it? Like he started talking. You know, like he kind of
Some crazy muscle memory, that is, isn't it?
It's. I was really speaking to kind of like professionals, so it's like concussion. But I just think it's really bizarre how it's like there's no one home, but you're still functioning. You're still
autopilot, like a fighting autopilot.
Yeah.
Well, you said you'd done that well that one of the judges give you the draw at the end of that.
Drawn once, and after 2 counts.
Yeah.
Because you kind of think like the way Muay Thai score is like boxing.
Yeah.
So it's like the winner of the round gets 10-9. If it's an 8 count, you're 10-8, 2 8 counts. So I got 10-7 on obviously the one round, but obviously I pulled it back to get a draw on the one.
Come back on that. That's mad, isn't it?
But it kind of shut me up for quite a while. You know, like having that loss of memory. It's a bit.
Do you have scans after that? Then everything's fine.
There's no money in the sport back then, so like there was no scans at all. I've worked a lot with MMA fighters in the UFC and Bellator, and also I've gone to their corners, and they all get brain scans. And I remember sitting there thinking, "Where was mine?" And I was
Can I come in and
walking? Yeah, literally walking around like. But it is quite worrying, isn't it? Do you think that there's enough safety in the sport? Do you think there's enough safety, or is it over safe? Or because I've seen them fight, and what gloves are you fighting with?
Same as boxing, 10 ounce, depending on your weight. Right. Generally, under 70 kilos, 8 ounce. Over 70 is 10 ounce. When I was in Asia, it was 6 ounce, which is a bit. I think for me, I personally think a 6 ounce boxing glove is probably worse than an MMA glove. Because with an MMA glove, you've got to be really precise with how you're punching, because you can mess your hands up, because there's not that much padding, you can damage them quite easy. Whereas a 6-ounce boxing glove, you can literally just let them fly, because your hand's fully covered. So like you can kind of take a lot more punish. The person can get a lot more punishment from those smaller boxing gloves than the MMA glove. If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, we touched upon it with Connor Tierney when he come in, and he's obviously bare knuckle.
Yeah.
And he argues the case that bare knuckle is probably a bit more safer than boxing, because bare knuckle, you've got to get your shots in and you're looking after your weapons, because if you hit a head or you break your hands while you're doing it.
But not even that, you might catch your elbow, you might accidentally hit the hip, you know, like, you know, when you're going low, you know, it's kind of the same with MMA gloves. There's nothing really to it.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I think a 6-ounce boxing glove, you can just really.
That's what I mean.
Really,
Yeah, if you've got the boxing glove there's a more repetitiveness and damage that can be caused, isn't there?
A lot less eye poking, aren't there?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Oh yeah.
So what's the so you coach very successfully. Tell us about the your highs of coaching.
I think a lot of it for myself is seeing people achieve their goals, and not just even in like the fighting side of things. Like you get people most people join up that do compete, never had aspirations to start fighting. They just kind of come in, want to lose weight, want to do a bit of self-defense, want to get fit, and it kind of goes off from there. But then even like the ones that never end up competing, when they want to lose weight, I'll often get people coming, oh, I lost like a stone since I've been here, I've lost so anything, and then you can see how happy they are. And obviously that brings obviously like satisfaction to myself, and obviously then as well guys that do compete, seeing all that hard work paying off for them, and then they probably never believed that they could do it, do good at it. And obviously some of them, I've had quite a few win titles as well, and obviously just to see that excitement after they've won, and obviously the few days afterwards as well, they're still living on a high. It's obviously makes me feel happy as well.
Yeah, because I saw on your website you had a picture with Leon, didn't you? And to be fair, I use a physio who's Leon Edwards' physio as well. He was saying he's got a fight coming up again, hasn't he?
Is that actually accurate? So I keep seeing posters, but I haven't seen an official UFC one.
I don't. Yeah, this is from the physio, so I don't know. Won't claim it's exclusive or anything. But
but like I've worked with. I got flown out by Henry Cejudo as well. I've worked with, and obviously he's like the name Triple C, so gold medalist, 2-time UFC champion. So I've worked with him quite a bit as well, which was quite cool. Being flown out to Arizona, the family and everything. But that was quite good.
What are the pathways for these younger fighters now? What do you encourage? Do you encourage them to go and live in Thailand for a couple of years and get a bit more cultured, or UFC, or?
It kind of depends on what they want. Like, to be honest, I think if you want to make a living fighting, then it probably is going to be MMA. Yeah, like I said, I talk about one championship quite a bit. That's only one promotion. So it's hard to get into it, if you know what I mean. Whereas off the MMA, there's still quite a few promotions out there that pay okay if you can actually kind of like make a living. But it's going to sound a bit bad. Now, I think there's a lot of people that want to be fighters, but then don't actually want to put the work in. I think they just want to post on social media. They don't want to actually put the work in. It's like I try to match some of my guys, and their opponents are pulling out left, right, and centre. So I think like there's more people that want to do it but don't want to do it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's getting a bit.
On the photos, sweating, taking the hand wraps off on Instagram.
Yeah. I think that Misfits kind of puts people in that frame of mind as well now, don't they? That they think, it looks cool fighting.
Misfits contacted me, how long ago now? Was it last year? About 2 years ago, to fight. I just kind of not interested. I did ask how much the purse was, but they never got back to me. But
yeah.
Well,
I was just curious. But
the lads the other day, the lad in Manchester, he was saying he got paid 40 or 50 grand for that fight, wasn't it? And he did body shots only, and obviously none of them looked like they trained for it, but they just walked out with 50 grand for it.
Yeah.
Would you have a look for 50 grand?
To be honest, no. If you kind of like, this is what I kind of say to people, so like 50 grand, it sounds nice, but even if you take the average man's salary, then add that on top of the 50 grand, that's getting taxed quite heavily. Yeah, you might be able to put stuff to your coach, your nutritionist, this, that, but you're not actually walking away with a lot. And there's a lot of, obviously, because I've trained professionally, there's a lot of work you've got to put into it, and it's just
a lot of outgoings.
Yeah, but the 50 grand just because it's going to get taxed massively. Like I say, even on top of like an average salary, if you what did I say the average salary is now?
God knows.
whatever it is, I don't think
No
it is
idea.
that.
No.
But say like, say if it's 30 grand, which I don't think it's that. So obviously then you've got like 50, 30, like
Yeah.
most of that's gone.
Well, yeah. You nearly fall into the 40-50% bracket of
Yeah.
tax then, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what Charlie was saying the other week, wasn't he? Just saying that now he'd prefer not to get beat up for money unless they come to you with a ridiculous offer. Like then
Like, I get asked.
Right.
Like, I've
Mhm.
had like I had one championship that actually offered me a contract when he first kind of started promoting the Muay Thai scene. I've had another one, Glory, contacted me. I've had Misfits, but unless it's life changing money, it's just not. It's just not.
what do you
worth
think
it
about
for
your
me.
livelihood as well then? Because if something was to go drastic, God, touch wood, obviously not drastically wrong, then you've got a job and you're coaching and your
Yeah,
mortgage, I imagine, still outgoing. So
it's. I had one comeback fight in 2016. I only done it because I wanted to fight in front of my son. And as soon as I agreed it, I regretted it. I hated every minute of training for it. Like it was, I didn't really train properly for it. Like I got the win, but it just. So I don't know if I haven't got that
hunger,
go, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like I don't
Yeah.
mind training. I enjoy
being
training.
there, done it as well.
Yeah,
See?
I enjoy leisure training where I can have fun, have a bit of a laugh, but not to where I've got to go running. I've got to hit pads. I've got to. I just haven't got that.
Yeah.
I mean, and fighters have to be selfish, and with a family and a business, I can't be selfish.
16, 20 weeks out of just
Yeah.
kind of not seeing an awful lot of people. I think it was John Pegg as well said when we had John in that once you've climbed Everest, you kind of don't want to do it again because you've gone through all that pain and torture and stuff, and you've done it, but you know what it's like
Yeah,
at the top.
I think it depends on the individual. To where it's like with myself, I'm goal motivated. I'm not money motivated. I'm goal motivated, and because of my age, I can't actually do anything if that makes sense. I'd just be fighting for the sake of fighting. I don't need to fight for money. Like I'm not rich, but I'm not. I don't go without. So it's not like I need to pay this or I need to do. You know, like I'm just kind of
And you're not trying to chase that high.
no.
Because that's why a lot of ex-fighters and fighters that can't kind of let go kind of find themselves with, isn't it? The high and the elation, the
think
buzz of being champion.
Yeah, I think I'm quite lucky to where like most fighters when they stop fighting they're forgotten about. Where like my last fight was 2016. Prior to that was 4 years, which I think was 2011. But my name still gets mentioned in the sport. You know, like so like I've done all right. I'm still spoke about. I'm still kind of relevant. And I've said,
All right.
So-
So understated.
It's another
I've done
thing
all
in it. Yeah, yeah.
so now some my own fighters as well. And obviously I fly around the world doing seminars, which is really nice.
Living the dream.
Yeah, so it's good. Like I've got one in Florida this month, and then I've got one in Northern Ireland, and then I did one just in Thailand not too long ago. And then like I still get to travel the world and meet people and see those places because of the sport.
Have you not had anyone in touch for movies, productions?
No, I don't think there's a big demand for really small small guys.
Not even like
Yeah,
fight coordination,
stunts and-
something like that. Because obviously you're held in very high regard in the sport.
Yeah, I don't. I think when you kind of look at movie martial arts,
Tom Cruise is only about 5'3" as well.
Yeah.
Just the camera makes it look
That's
bigger.
it. I think when you look at movie martial arts and combat martial arts, it's very different. I see. I don't think what I do can translate well into that because it's very flamboyant. I'm very like,
I mean, with the glue and glass.
yeah.
So how realistic when you those films? How much of it is realistic?
Yeah.
I've spoke to people about the glass in Thailand. It did happen a few times, not every time, but apparently it did happen a few times. I find it very hard to watch martial art movies now because I'll look at it, I'll go, oh god.
Oh.
But
Pick
then
it apart.
sometimes I'll watch it and I'll go, oh god, that was impressive. Like the stuff that they've done, which is quite cool. Like Adam, what's his name? Ed Skeen come to train at my gym and he's using Deadpool.
Yeah.
So, but obviously he's doing it properly. And I remember I talked to him and he was saying the only reason why he trains is so people like myself, not me, but people like in the sport can watch his stuff and go, that was good, that was. So he trains properly. So that was quite cool. And you know what? He was such a nice guy when he comes to the gym, because he come in, he got there before I did, and he was warming up, and he brought his sons. But while he was warming up, he didn't see me come in. My kids come in, and I just went over to talk to him. He didn't know that they were my kids, and he literally just had a conversation with them. Not trying to fob them off. He just sat and had a conversation. And I thought that was like clash. Like some adults are a bit, oh yeah, that's nice, yeah, no. But he literally had sat
or a bit showy in front of you and a bit like,
but yeah, he had a real good conversation with them. And then when he realised they were my kids, he was like, oh, he brought his kids over and introduced. Like it was really cool.
That's class. That's really class. Brilliant.
So what's the future hold?
I don't know. I'm just kind of, I want to kind of get the gym, because I've literally just moved my gym.
Where are you now?
I'm in Halzoe. I was in Quinton, and then that building got sold, but also we'd outgrown the place like massively. So we literally moved like 5 minutes down the road. So my gym's in like Halzoe. It's 4 or 5 times as big. It's doing really well, but I just kind of want to keep it going. And then the fighters, I've got like a big fight team, but I'm trying to get them out. But it's really hard. Just going there and then trying to keep.
I think, and you spread yourself to.
Yeah, there's I'm trying to get some more people on board, kind of like take the strain a little bit.
Well, promotion's massive now, isn't it? With self kind of promoting and stuff like that. Has it become a bit easier for the fighters to do it themselves now in your genre, or not really?
I think it is easier, but then I don't think some people have kind of taken it to its full advantage. So like I think now you've got to push on social media. If you've got a big social media following, you've kind of got a bit of a bargaining tool with the promoters, like, oh look, I've got X amount. Because like before it was like, I can sell X amount of tickets, because I can sell this amount of tickets, I want this kind of purse, like you can kind of
trade off.
Yeah, but like it's a little bit different now. So you've got a big social media following, you can kind of convert that into tickets as well, but you can kind of say, look, I can help push the event, I can get sponsors, I can do this, I can do that. And then but I think fighters really need to but what you'll find is a lot of good fighters focus on training for the fight, not the social media.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
and we've had the conversation that fighters, particularly in Muay Thai, where it's very kind of spiritual, and they're not them guys. They're not the misfit guys who are calling out people here, there, and everywhere. Are they? They're more introverts and training and working hard than shouting about it. They're good enough to just do it.
I can't remember his name. I had someone on BKFC call me out.
Call you out?
Yeah. I can't remember what his name was now. And I think I just kind of responded. I was, oh look, I went, I've been in the sport for too long, and I'm too long in the tooth to actually fall for this. I was like, just all the best in your future, because I've got to try. So you're just trying to obviously get a name. So.
Oh God, I bet he's half thinking, I hope you don't pull me on this. He's thinking, come on, man, don't say yeah. Get a good hiding. Before we finish, can we have a bit of a quick fire round?
Yes.
Favourite technique? Just looking at your highlights, I'm going to jump in that I love that sweep. The arenas and you.
I'm probably known for that, but my favourite technique is a liver shot.
Yeah.
Because if you get hit in the head, a couple of seconds, you kind of
shake it off.
Get hit in the body. One, it feels like you're going to die, but any touch to the body then there afterwards, that feeling comes back. Once you've been caught, it's there. And obviously when everything else goes out the window, so it kind of makes it a lot easier to. And I was a big Mike Tyson fan. I was a big body puncher, but my all-time favourite fight was Roman Decker's. If you kind of watch his style, it was like he'd go to the body like quite a lot. So I was like a big on attacking the body.
So once you lay one of them in, you can start picking them apart.
I got into a bad habit at times where I'd kind of land it and I'd look to see if I'd hurt them. And now sometimes I get caught back then, so I try to say
admiring it.
Yeah, just I don't admire your work. Yeah. Just carry on working.
Toughest opponent?
The strongest opponent I've fought was probably a Thai called Rumravi Satipapa. He's like nicknamed the Terminator. Like he'd smashed everybody. He beat me, but I was the first Westerner under 60 kilos to go the distance with him. Like he's kind of almost like my Rocky moment, to where like he won, but the whole stadium thought I was going to get annihilated, but they all stood up on their feet after after fight, kind of applauded. Like he's mad experience. The most grueling fight I've been in was a Belgian guy called Chris Heinemann. That's for the European title. and that was a war from round 1 to round 5. Like I broke my hand in that, but I won that. But that's probably the most grueling fight I've been in because he was just non-stop. Like the Thais played the game, he wasn't playing any game. He just coming into
Bit like yourself.
yeah, just coming into
Unorthodox.
and he was
Approach to
trained by a fight called Noah Vanderhoovel, who was Remendeka's training partner. So he was like the same kind of style. So we were just kind of smashing rumps out of each other.
So that's the Dutch hybrid style,
Yeah,
is it?
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there needle sometimes between the fighters, or is it kind of a bit more respectful?
I think that now they're trying to push it more. Generally, Muay Thai is generally quite respectful. There isn't really any kind of animosity, especially in Thailand, because they're very, their culture looks down on if you're not being very nice to someone, you know, like, so like they'll try not to, like they might say a few odd things, but they won't.
Well, I said when we were over there, went to Bangkok before, the traffic and the way everyone cuts each other up, you're like, whoa, but there's not one
No,
cross
there's
word, is
not.
there?
No, I remember I've been in some of the taxis and someone cut him up, and the taxi driver just go,
Yeah.
and he was carrying right
Yeah.
over here, like, and they'll start
Yeah.
leaving,
Yeah.
dickhead.
Yeah. You ain't get away with that, mate.
Yeah.
Favourite fighter to watch currently?
Currently,
And historically?
historically, Ramandeka's. Yeah, it's like he was kind of like he kind of showed that a Western fighter can do well in Thailand against the Thais, and like he was a big star out there. He fought the top Thais during the golden era in their stadiums on the day weigh-in. You know, 'cause he's like a big thing. If anyone hasn't checked him out, I'd say go and have a look at his highlights because he's such a massive puncher as well. Like he just knock like loads of people out, and obviously people want to see knockouts. Obviously, when I fought, I tried to kind of emulate that a bit, but because I kept breaking my hand, I had to kind of turn my punching down a little bit as I kind of got older, and like I say, Thailand kind of adapted me to be able to play the game a little bit more. Currently, I'd probably say Jonathan Haggerty from the UK. He's doing like really well. In one championships, like he was the Muay Thai 1 world champion. He lost that belt, but he's the kickboxing 1 champion. But he's looking to get the Muay Thai belt back. But he's really exciting, and whenever a match comes up, and I kind of think, "Oh, it's going to be a tough one for him," he really steps up to the occasion and makes it look easy. So, like, I think he's probably like my favourite guy at the moment to watch. I always tune in when he's on.
Class. Best piece of advice you've ever received? Hopefully it's from that guy that tells you the riddles.
That's a tricky one. I've had so many. Probably from my coach, but obviously it's taken from Henry Ford, which is like if you always do what you've done, you're always going to get what you've got. So if you want something different, you can't be doing the same thing. You've got to change it up a bit. So they say like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So like if anyone wants to kind of change their life, they've got to change something in that process.
I like that. One word, but a sentence that defines a champion in your eyes.
I suppose perseverance, because you could be going through like a hard time and you've got to persevere through it. Yeah, and that's not even just in fighting, that's just in life as well, because obviously mental health is quite a big thing at the moment. And obviously some people like you just get on top of them, so you got to try and strive through. And then some people who can't do it by themselves, they probably need to go and like chat to someone, anyone, to kind of get it off their chest. And like even like little things as well, like maybe even just writing things down. So remember sometimes I've been annoyed at someone and you're texting away, once you've written it out, it's kind of gone and you don't end up sending it then. So maybe I'm just writing something out might kind of help in that aspect. But I think, that.
Like it. And then finally, what kind of advice have you got to a young Brummie has been at Down the Blues that wants to just wants to be good at Muay Thai and wants to pursue a career in it?
I think consistency is key, right? So you've got to turn to training. You can't expect to do anything to do it once a week or twice a week and expect to excel. If you're just a hobbyist, once or twice a week is fine. But if you're looking to really push on anything, you've got to be putting obviously the work into it. And especially in any combat sport, is listen to your coach. Even if you think you know better, you don't. Listen to obviously the advice, because what people don't kind of realize, again, this is with anything, not just in combat sports, with the teachers, you're stepping on their shoulders. They've made all the mistakes. So they're kind of already telling you, you don't need to do that, you don't need to do this. And obviously from there onwards, you can kind of build from there, always kind of listen to the advice that they've got to give, because they've kind of been there, done it, made the mistakes. So they want you to make them same mistakes.
Brilliant.
Class. Thanks for your time, mate.
Cool. No, thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
If you like this video, please do click to subscribe to the channel. We currently have 5,500 members, over 500,000 views. So let's convert some views into memberships, and that will continue to enable us to bring great guests on and continue making great podcasts. Thanks.